the 2-year home residency requirement. As you know, for J-1 clinical, you're supposed to go back to your home country for 2 years and then come back if you want to pursue other jobs in the US or you want to get a green card. Does the same apply for research?
It depends. So there are two ways to become subject to the 2-year home residence requirement for research. One is if there's any kind of government funding. So if you receive a Fulbright, for example, or you receive any form of government funding from your home country to come to the US for this research, then you are subject to that 2-year home residence requirement. And those can be really difficult to obtain waivers for, especially if it's a Fulbright. Then the other way to become subject is based on the State Department's skills list. So the State Department has a list of countries and certain fields that are considered to be underrepresented in that country. And so if your country is on the J-1 skills list, and then within that, your field that you're going to be engaged in is on the skills list, then based on that, you will become subject to that 2-year home residence requirement. Being subject on the J-1 research to your home residence requirement will not prevent you from getting a J-1 for clinical, right? So you can still go back and get the J-1 for clinical. You being subject means that you can't get an H visa, which is a common work visa, an L1, which is an intercompany transfer work visa, or a green card until you get the waiver. But you can get other visas such as the J-1 clinical, or you could get an O1 as a person of extraordinary ability.
So other than being from a certain country, there is also the category, like the type of research you do. For example, let's say somebody's from India and they come on a research visa. Is there a yes or no answer for them, or it depends on the type of research they're doing?
So I will have to double check this, but I believe India has been taken off the skills list. But so the first thing is to see if the country is on the skills list. And then if it's on the skills list, they have different fields. And so if your field, which can be quite broad, like it could just be like biomedical research or science, or, so depending on what the fields are under your country's listing, if it falls within that field, then you are a subject.
I see. So hypothetically, let's say if India is on the list and they have agriculture under, India, but they don't have medicine or biomedical, you can still come and you won't be subject to these 2 years.
Right. That's correct. Right. And if there's an error and your visa says you're subject, but you're actually not, because then you can get an advisory opinion from the State Department and just clarify that that was a mistake and your field is not on the skills list. And so you should not be subject to the 2-year home residence requirement.